Are there people who are resistant to the HIV virus, which causes the insidious disease AIDS? What mutation is responsible for the resistance of some people to HIV? Do we have the right to edit the genome of embryos in order to give people resistance to HIV? We will try to answer these and similar questions in today's episode of the series Secrets of Genes, in which I welcome you. My name is Eduard Kejnowski, and I work as a geneticist at the Institute of Biophysics of the Czech Academy of Sciences. Just a small genetic error locked the door to the virus and revealed the boundaries of human biology. There are people who can be exposed to the HIV virus again and again and yet do not get sick. They are not vaccinated, nor do they have any special treatment. Their bodies have a defect that paradoxically protects them. This miraculous resistance caught the attention of scientists as early as the 1990s, at a time when the HIV virus was a symbol of a deadly threat and doctors were still searching for an effective defense. A group of people emerged who remained healthy despite everything. Why was this the case? The HIV virus attacks white blood cells, specifically the cells that coordinate our immune response. Once it gets inside, it turns them into factories for its own copies. In this way, it gradually destroys the body's defense system until a person loses the ability to fight even common infections. However, HIV needs an entryway to infect. That entryway is the CCR5 protein, which is found on the surface of immune system cells. Without it, the virus simply can't get into the cell. And this is where a crucial genetic twist takes place. In a portion of the population, there is a small change in the gene for CCR5. It is missing 32 letters of the genetic code. This defect is known as the CCR5 delta 32 mutation. For the cell, this means only one thing. The door remains locked. HIV may knock, but the lock doesn't fit. People who inherit this mutation from both parents are practically resistant to HIV infection. Those who have it from only one parent can become infected, but the course of the infection tends to be slower and milder. At first glance, a seemingly minor genetic error has thus become a life-saving advantage. Interestingly, this mutation is not evenly distributed around the world. It occurs mainly in people of European descent, especially in Northern Europe. How is it possible that it has persisted? One hypothesis suggests that it may have once provided protection against other deadly diseases, such as plague or smallpox. If the mutation increased the chances of survival during times of plague, it was simply passed on. The irony of history is that a weapon which may once have saved people from the plague now protects against a completely different enemy. It's a kind of memory of old epidemics. In 2018, the world was shaken by news about the Chinese scientist He Jiankui. Using CRISPR-Cas9 technology, he edited the DNA of human embryos to include the CCR5 delta 32 mutation. His goal was to create children resistant to HIV. The experiment sparked a huge wave of criticism. This was not about treating a sick person, but about intervening in genetic information that could be inherited. The scientific community reacted with shock. The line between treatment and genetic engineering had been crossed. Where does repair end and human enhancement begin? This is a code written by nature, and we should not rewrite it lightly. The CCR5 delta 32 mutation shows how a tiny change in DNA can determine life or death. Sometimes nature writes a defensive code on its own, and humans are only just learning to read it. However, the question remains, once we are able to rewrite this code, will we know when to stop? That would be all for today. We talked about a few interesting facts from human genetics, specifically about a remarkable genetic mutation that protects against the HIV virus. In the next episode, we will continue with more interesting questions about genetics and evolution. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And if you enjoy my storytelling, I would appreciate a like and a subscription to my channel. I truly value your support. Thank you and bye-bye.